Hello guys and welcome once again to the sewing workshop. Today I'll be showing you guys how I fix this trouser pockets. Can you see this? I'll be taking you through the process which I use in making this trouser pocket. Let me take a closer look at this also. And on this black, I'm not done with this, so this is what I will be using for the tutorial right here. It's gonna be with this already, so this is the full video, and all I just need on this is just the pocketing and the embroidery parts. So I'm going to show you guys through the process of it all. So make sure you watch this video from beginning to the end. And if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, make sure you subscribe to my channel. For a video request, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram at Sewing Workshop, or you can visit my website for an intensive class which covers the full video of the sewing, complete video actually. So it's on www.sewingworkshop.com. But if you watch this video from beginning to the end, you will definitely be able to. So let's do it. So the very first thing I'll be doing is I just cut a pieces of fabric like this. It's like 7" by 5 by 7". But the width of the pocket itself is going to be like around 5". So this two is just like a sewing allowance. So the very first thing I'll be doing is I'll just fold this into two, because I need to split it. Just fold it into two, and I'm going to cut it out. This is the front of the fabric, which will be the outer part of the pocket, and this is the front. This is the back side. So the very first thing I'll be doing is I will be adding my fusing to it. Just going to cut this into two. I don't want something excessive. I'll be adding my fusing. I don't need to cover it all, just that particular place in which I will need a little bit of stiffness. So I'm just going to iron this. If you're paying closer attention, or if you're following this tutorial step by step, you're going to get the same results. I'm going to cut this part out. Just trim this part out very well, now to make it straight. So here, I'm just going to slit it into two or so. So far this is what we have. So let me show you guys the trouser. So this is the trouser. Can you see this? This is the trouser. I already fixed the pocket side, and here I'm ready to mark my 5". This is the center point, which is the back dart will be the center point for the pocket. So if you take a closer look at this is 5". From this place that I mark and this place, and from here to here is 3". After the fold, it should be like around 2.5 plus the waistband. It should be maximum of 4.5 inches from the height of the pocket, for the height of the waist to the pocket. So that would be like around 4.5. The maximum of 4.5 is okay, so that the pockets will not be too low at the back of the trouser. So the next thing I'll be doing is just getting a center point for this, because the center point will have to be here to this place and here to this place. So the very first thing I'll be doing is I'll just have to fold this into two to get the center point. Just going to get that part out. So far I have a center point now. I'm using a pen. This is normal writing pen to just mark the center point. And also here, I'm going to mark it out. So far our the width of the pocket is going to be 5 inch. I'm going to divide my 5 by 2, breaking it from the center point. So I'm going to have 2.5 here, which will be here. I'm going to mark that part out. And from this place, I'm going to mark my 2.5, which will give me a total of 5 inch. Can you see that? Total of 5 inch. So I'm going to apply the same thing on this one. If you follow this step closely, you're going to get the same result. So I want you, and I hope you can pay closer attention. So here we have our pockets, we have the measurements, right? So now all I have to do is just to stitch each of them to hit. Then we turn it in and we fix the lining. But I'm going to do everything. So let's go straight to the machine right now. So first and foremost, I had a fusing at the back of the trouser. This back of the darts. You see the back of the darts. That particular place in which I chalked. So I had the fusing at the back in order to make it stiff well, like very well. So the very first thing you're supposed to take note of is this your line. Make sure it is very, very, very straight so that the pocket will not be bending sideways or something. So here, this is the very first thing I'll be doing. I'll be placing my pocket at the center point. Make sure you are actually in the center point of the dart right here. So I'll be making a straight stitch, leaving like around half of an inch. Then I'm going to stitch it straight. So after stitching this part, I will add the second one at the side, just like that also. I'm going to stitch it straight. Step this out. In this video, I can't use my hand to cut the thread because this aspect is very, very delicate somehow. So, if you pay closer attention to this, you see that I don't go beyond that 5 inch in which I mark here. That is very important to have a neat there. So the next thing I'll be doing now is just cutting this two. I'm going to cut this to two. I'm going to slit it. Can you see? So I'm cutting my trouser right now. Oh, that thing is crazy. Oh, that thing is crazy. So here I'm just going to leave like a gap of around 1 inch. Then I'm going to make a notch down to the center of my reverse, and also here also center of my. So the two to do the same. This is one of the most requested video on my channel, asking me to show you how to fix this on the trouser itself. So I'm doing this right now. Make sure you like the video and make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're not yet subscribed. And make sure you share it to your friends. Life is free. And make sure you practice it as well. So this is how it's going to look right now. So the next thing I'll be doing is just turning this inside of the trouser. So we are still going to the ironing table. In order to do the finishing, I need a lot of ironing. So I'm going to like pull this inside everything. I'll pull in everything inside of here. Just make sure it goes inside. So we're going to have this. We're going to have this right now. So let's go to the ironing table. So I'm just going to try as much as possible to open up this part segment. I'm just going to open it up and I'll push this to the back. I'm going to do the same thing to this. Open it up. And push this to the back. So obviously our space will be open up like this. And because I want it to have a cover up from beneath, I'm going to like push this to cover up this space right here. I just need that space to cover up. So I'm going to iron it all the way through to this particular piece. Can you see that? However, I recently make a full video of stitching of a trouser. The video is actually an hour straight up, and the video will be available on my website at www.sewingworkshop.com.ng. That is my main intensive channel. So at the back, this is what we're going to have. Can you see this? But on the norm, it doesn't look neat enough. So all I'll be doing is ironing this part very well. I'm going to iron that part very well. When you're doing this particular thing, you need a lot of ironing. I'm going to iron that part very well. When we look at this, the notch in which we make actually come out a little bit from here. Can you see that? So all I'll just do is just to push this backward. I'm going to take it backward. I'm going to make sure it goes inside very well. Then I'm going to iron it. You can see a little bit of wrinkling around here, right? That is actually going to be resolved when I do a stitch here and a stitch here. So we'll still be going back to the sewing machine so that I can do the finishing. And also you can see a little bit of space here. I would like to cover that up as also. So all I'm just going to do is just push this a little bit up. I'm going to push a little bit up all the way to the last part. This also applies to when you are making the same thing on the front of the chest of a shirt, but there's just a little bit of twinkle in it when you're making it for the shirt, which will affect. It's a little bit different from each other, just simple thing. I'll make a video on that also. But if you are really in a hurry to learn that, I make a full video of stitching a corporate senator, which is on my website also. So I believe this can help you enough. This is what we have now. This is what we have so far. Can you see that? Now I'm going to stitch it straight, and I'm going to still use a an embroidery machine to knitting up the space. So let's do that so that I can turn this over. Also, if you're wondering why I use a green as my lining, this trouser is mainly for a suit, and the suit has a touch of green with black. So the lining for the suit is actually green. That's why I decided to use the same green for the trouser so that it will look ready made. Yeah, it is ready made already. So let's go straight to the machine so I can just do the finishing. So here, this is the very first thing I'll be doing is I'm just going to stitch this part from behind. You see how I open it up? I'm just going to stitch it from behind like this. Make sure you are holding both the front flap and the lower flap. I'm going to stitch this. You see this place is looking cleaner, so we are going to check this place now. You're going to see it here. Same thing we have on. Please, whenever you're working, make sure you're patient enough and make sure your work is neat. Your finishing is accurate. Your finishing is accurate. That's what will pay you money. I swear. So I'm going to start. Can you see that? You see this? That edge is also looking clean. So this is what I'll be doing now. Station here. I'm going to use braid machine at the. I'm just going to here and straightforward. I'm using a very tiny stitch, something around. I don't even. Okay, so I'm going to just straight. So this point right here. So here we have this. So here we have our back pocket like this. Can you see that? Can you see closely? Here we have our back pocket. So now all I'll be doing is adding my extension and turning it over. So here I already called out an extension. It's also going to be a grain. So I'm just going to stitch it with this. This particular part, I'm going to weave it. I'm going to like weave each other, like overlock, and I'm going to overstitch it. But as of now, let me run this straight. So from here, the depth of the pocket is going to be 7 inch from the slit from right here. From this slit right here, I want you to see from this slit right here, the depth will be 7 inch. So I'm just going to place my 7 inch right here. Make sure the depth going straight down there like that. I'm going to make a notch at this point. Okay. So the same thing we apply here. I'm just going to make a notch here also. So So the next thing I'll be doing is turning this over. Okay, wait. After I get my 7 inch from here, and okay, after I get the notch from here, I will need to trim out this part, this upper part. So now I'm just going to so here I'm going to add the black cover up. I'm just going to stitch this row. That is what you might experience if you are using a lining for the back pocket, or if you are using a plain the same material. You don't need to go through this process. You don't need to go through this process. So I'm just going to. So when you're looking at it from inside the pocket, you should be seeing a black cover up. Can you see that? I'm sorry, I made that kind of a terrible mistake. It's bad. So I'm just going to stitch this back. Adjust it back to its normal size. I'm going to stitch it. So I'm going to stitch this back this way. Stitch it straight. So I will just have to trim this part. Now I'll be trimming this part also. So when you're looking at it from behind here, we'll be having this. Can you see that? Our black will be covered up. So for the waist aspect, I'm just going to stitch it to the body. I'm going to trim that part out. So this is what we have so far. Can you see that? This is what we have so far. This is our pocket. This is the trouser welt pocket. And this is the back. Don't forget, I'm not going to leave this back exactly like this. Can you see? I'm going to tape it with a bias because it is a suit trouser. I'm going to tape it with a bias round to this edge, both sides. That is it. So if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, make sure you hit the subscriber button. Make sure you hit the notification bell. On the here I'm going to make at this center point, I'm going to make a buttonhole right here and a button for the trouser, and the finishing will definitely look perfect. So I will see you guys very soon. Stay cool.